All right, this is Rio. I'm coming at you with another FSD video. I just received V13. I tested it one time this morning. I got it yesterday evening, and you're gonna come along with me for the second drive. So I'm really excited about this. I had an interesting experiences this morning with it, so I think this will be a fun video, and I think that it'll be very interesting. The drive looks about 15 minutes, about 9 miles. Basically, I'm going from a McDonald's parking spot to a grocery store. So let's see how it does. So the first thing you got to do is press and hold this Start FSD button. Then you just tap the brake to confirm. Okay, so we got a lot of cars behind us. Pretty busy little parking area here, parking lot. All right, so let's see how it goes. Let's see what's gonna happen. You know, I've been waiting on pins and needles for this FSD 13 rollout. It's rolled out to quite a few of those early beta testers, but it looks like it's getting on a wide release. So I'm sure a lot of people now are getting it. And you know, FSD 13 is supposed to be end-to-end, basically neural network from your parking spot to, you know, your destination's parking spot. So, you know, this is really what the vision has been the whole time, right? It's a, you know, it's a full self-driving. You don't have to touch the steering wheel, you don't have to drive, you just tell the car to go and it takes you there. So real exciting. So starting off, just so everybody knows, I do have this car in the standard FSD. There's a hurry mode and there's also like a slower mode as well, but I have it just in standard. I typically keep it in standard. Not a ton of traffic. We might hit some rain today, so I think that would be a fun test. I'm actually kind of hoping we do hit rain because I think that would be awesome. We're going 47 and a 45, just kind of coming along here. Not too much traffic, so it's, which I'm totally fine with. You know, especially when these new ones roll out, you really, I think it makes a ton of sense to put them in a more controlled environment. But there will be more traffic as we go along here. I live in a somewhat suburban area, so, you know, there's areas with a lot of traffic, there's areas where it's a little bit less. And I think a lot of people do live in the suburbs, probably most people, right? So I think it is a good, it's a good testing ground. All right, so we're doing good. We're going 53 and a 45, which is, you know, basically right where you want to be with it. Typically, if a human's driving, you kind of go, you know, 7-8 miles over the speed limit typically. Keep it under 10, but clearly over 5. That's pretty standard. How are we doing? But I gotta say, I did think the car backed out of that McDonald's parking lot pretty safely. When I put the car into FSD, there were multiple cars kind of coming behind me, and it just waited patiently, backed out. Totally pro. Well done there. You know, prior to FSD 13, the car could only back and park, okay? But now it can pull and park. And I had an experience earlier today using FSD 13 where it did pull and park, but it wasn't really in between the lines. It was kind of over one side of the line, so it wasn't a really great parking job. But that's the first time I've had the car did a pull-in parking for me, and you know, for the first time it was fine. You know, I think the one thing that I feel very comfortable saying, although, you know, knock on wood if there's any wood in this car, is the car will make mistakes. It won't be perfect even with this new FSD 13, but it does seem to really focus on safety and not hitting any other cars or anything else, which is obviously the most important thing. So, okay, so we're gonna have a tight turn here. Let's see how it does. Turn on the blinker nicely, slowing down. Okay, super impressed. Now, one of the big complaints that I've been seeing online with other FSD videos with people that have version 13 is the car running red lights. So I'm going to be specifically paying attention when I come to a red light, because I've seen it with other cars where if there's no cars, it just go through the red light. Now there's a lot of other cars here, so it'd be much more dangerous than that, but regardless, it's something to keep an eye out on. Coming to the red. Looks like the other cars are slowing down. I'm probably going to get a green here in a second. Let's see how we do. Okay, we got a green and the car's pulling out nicely. Okay, so handled that first one very nicely. Very nicely. One of the things I'm definitely interested in seeing is how it does the parking at this grocery store, because that you know, okay, these drives like this, you know, what the difference is from V12 to V13, I'm not exactly sure, but we know that the cars have been able to do kind of this intermediary, these drives where you're going from location A to B. It's been able to do that for quite a while, and it's gotten pretty good at it. You know, coming from a standstill and going to parking the vehicle, that's really the new thing that's really exciting. But I'm also interested to see what the differences on V13 are in general, in terms of just like the general driving. So far I can't tell a ton. I had the 12.5.4.6, I believe it was, which was rolled out just before this, and that version really went under the radar because some people got version 13 before they got that version. But it does feel pretty similar in terms of just the general driving. It's 55 mile per hour speed zone. We're going 63 miles per hour, so it all does seem pretty good. Feels pretty good. There was an issue there in version 12 where there was some issue with the speed. It would go way above the speed limit or way below, but it does seem like they've taken the appropriate actions to kind of fix that, so that's definitely a relief. By the way, has anybody seen Tesla stock? It is absolutely going bananas. And it's funny because I've basically been in it since 2021, and you know, basically since I got in, it's just been going down. I basically got in at the top in 2021, and here we are, I guess 3 years later, and it just took off like a bat out of hell. You know, which is interesting. I think a lot of it does have to do with this new FSD update. I think a lot of it obviously has to do with, you know, Trump and Elon being so buddy-buddy. But it is interesting to see, and that's of course how the stock market works. You know, nothing happens for years, and then in a couple months, it just goes crazy. So that's been fun to watch. All right, so it's doing really well. Very comfortable with this. I mean, you know, I'll know FSD is here when I tell my wife, hey, you can take FSD to the location, you can put the kids in the back, and it's totally fine. And I have complete confidence that it'll be a safer experience than if she's driving. You know, and my wife's a good driver. You know, not, I wouldn't say like the best, but she's a good driver. I mean, definitely a safe driver. So that's really, I think, what the main benchmark should be for most guys, most families. You know, do you feel comfortable with it when your family's in the car? You know, if somebody was, you know, God forbid, drinking or smoking, or maybe old and you know, maybe they have bad eyesight or something, there's no doubt in my mind that FSD 13 or even 12 for that matter is a much safer experience, much safer driving experience. And you know, I talked to a guy yesterday, 99 years old, he's still driving. And I as soon as he told me he was 99, I was just thinking, man, I wish this guy had a Tesla. and full self-driving, because, you know, I don't feel that safe with a 99-year-old driving, but I understand that they still want to get around. And typically, you know, people are a lot younger than that, and they're no longer safe drivers. So I'm so excited for this to be, you know, widely adopted, because I think that in general it's going to make the roads so much safer. I mean, way safer. Okay, I'm about to take a left here in about a quarter of a mile. Perfect. All right, doing this real well. Okay, we got a green light. Car's coming. Am I gonna turn? Yep. Okay, perfect. Got a pretty tight turn coming up here. So here we go. Switches lanes nicely. Well done. Now we're just 2 minutes away. So the exciting part of watching this car try to park itself in a grocery store, that's going to be pretty fun to watch. So let's see what happens. So far, I have to say this is super impressive. I mean, the car's just really, it's hitting every mark. If the Cybercab is released in 2026, by the end, I think they're saying by the end of 2026, which is, you know, obviously, so, okay, all right. So there's a turn in here to the grocery store. It's skipping that turn. So one of the main issues that I'm noticing is obviously the mapping. But here's another place. Okay, so it's getting in the middle lane. Got the blinker on. Ooh, okay. It's gonna have difficulty with this. Let's see. Okay, wow, I'm impressed. That was really well done. I mean, that was one of those turns where it's supposed to just be a right-hand turn, and the car took it as a left, but it did it safely. So, you know, what can I really say? Now let's see if the car can park itself here. That is going to be a big one. These are diagonal. Excuse me. These are kind of tough to pull into. So let's see what happens. I guess it'll probably back in. Okay. Turned right. Please don't park me all the way in the back. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen here. Oh man, is this a one-way? Did we go the wrong way, or did they go the wrong way? We went the wrong way. So the car went the wrong way on a one. Sorry, these people probably think I'm the worst person. I apologize. Okay, so this is a one-way road, and we're the one going the wrong direction. Okay. Okay, let's see. Well, at least we're gonna get out of here without hitting anybody. It looks like that's wonderful. Oh, it's whoa. Man, this is just keep pulling forward, please. Just get me out of here. So yeah, the parking is it is what it is. I mean, it's definitely probably safe, but it's definitely a little bit frightening. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. You know, things like this where there's one way, there's really no clear markings. You can't see. Is it going to be able to do this? Okay, what I'm hoping is it takes a left here. Okay, yeah, it's slowing down. It's turning left. Okay, perfect. Now, if it could just pull into one of these stalls, I'm going to give it a... Let's see. Okay, so there's a stall right up here that's available. This is easy, you just gotta pull in. Can it pull in here? Okay, all right, here we go. Pulled in right here. Wow, All right, so there you go. That was one of the drives. Now, as you can see, the parking is the tricky part, and the car still has a little bit of ways to go. That they got to tweak the software to make it a little bit better with the parking, but it got out of McDonald's perfectly. It drove me here perfectly, and it did get us parked safely. And at the end of the day, that's what's most important. You know, was it the quickest? Was it the most convenient? No, but I didn't have to do anything except for sit here and stress out that it didn't hit anybody on the other side of the road, but it didn't. It parked us safely. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you enjoy it, please like, please subscribe, leave some thoughts in the comments. Are you driving FSD 13? What are your thoughts? What are your comments? I'm super excited. I think we're really close to having this completely figured out and no longer so stressful. But thanks for watching.